Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to do my review of Mizuno and Chayama. This is by Yuta Nishio. It is released by Yen Press, and it's I believe, just a 2-in-1 volume. It is complete in this one volume, and it's a girls' love series. I was interested because I think the cover is very compelling. I think the character designs are gorgeous, and I just went, oh, I'm getting, whatever. It's a girls' love series. I have a few that I really enjoy, and this one looked like I would enjoy it. I did enjoy it. However, I will say, this was a lot more disturbing than I thought it was going to be. And there is a lot of bullying, like really, really kind of violent, not kind of, very violent bullying in this series. And just horrible, horrible treatment of Chayama. I honestly, I just was not expecting that. And it kind of gets in that like right off the bat. And I don't know what I, I thought this was going to be, but it certainly wasn't that. And so I was a little bit taken aback at first. And then even throughout the whole thing, I was just a bit surprised at the violence. So be aware of that going into this. Other than that, the character designs are gorgeous. The art is quite nice. And the story is about these two, Mizuno and Chayama. Chayama is the daughter of this like big kind of financial power within the town, the small town they live in, because they own the tea company that kind of funds everything basically. That's their main kind of export out of this town, I guess, is this tea, and her family is the owners of that company. And then Mizuno is the daughter of a mayoral candidate, and it's kind of the two factions are fighting against each other, the tea company and then like his candidacy, but like everybody who kind of stands with him they're very separate entities. And so Chayama is bullied a lot because of the fact of who her family is. And so the two of them meet secretly in a classroom to be together and fool around and whatever. And yeah, it's kind of, Romeo Juliet-esque sort of thing where the families are fighting, and the two of them meet in secret, and then obviously becomes not a secret, and nobody likes that. So yeah, it's interesting. I think that I don't necessarily think that more than 2 volumes would be necessary for this, but at the same time, it felt like it was rushing a bit to get through the points it wanted to get through. And I just personally felt like the cruelness of other people towards Chayama was like really overbearing and uncomfortable. And so that was irritating. And then also Mizuno's kind of response and way of handling that was also a bit unnerving. So I don't know. I really like the two of them, but I think that I like the two of them isolated from everything else that's going on, because yeah, it was hard to like the people involved when you're like, oh, you're just not really handling this properly. But yeah, it's a small town, two people who don't really feel like they fit there. And yeah, I don't know. It felt very modern while at the same time a little archaic. And I think maybe that was my problem with it was, you know, things that we're seeing now in manga, a lot of the boys love and girls love series, in the past, like there was such this heavy focus on assault and, you know, a lot of violence and homophobia and all of these things. And now things have sort of shifted to, yes, there's still homophobia, but it's like in a different way, and it's not necessarily like the story doesn't have to revolve around the woes and just like worst case scenario things of being queer. And I guess you could argue that she's not being bullied because she's gay. She's being bullied because her family owns this company that, you know, half the town hates. But at the same time, it just was like really, it was a lot. And so, yeah, it just felt weird. It felt a little like this story could have been written a long time ago. And then we'd look at it and go like, wow, this is uncomfortable. But yeah, all that to be said, I did actually enjoy my read of this. And I will reread it. Probably not anytime like soon, but maybe later in the year or something, I'll pick it up again and reread it, because I think that there is merit to it. And I think maybe if I go into it knowing what I'm getting into, then I might have a different perspective on it. I think that, yeah, I spent a lot of the time being shocked by the violence, and also really impressed with the artwork. I really like Chayama's character design. I think her hair is gorgeous, and I think that her facial expressions are really, really pretty and dynamic. And so anyway, all of this to be said, if you're looking for a really like sweet kind of hidden girls love whatever, maybe this one isn't for you. Yeah, but the two of them seem to be nice people, just in situations that they can't control. And yeah, it was definitely worth reading for sure. But yeah, I think if I had gone in knowing a bit more about it, then maybe I would have been a little more. There's a nice photo of the two of them. Yeah, I love the character designs. But anyway, if you've read this, I would be really interested to hear your thoughts on it, because maybe it's just me overreacting. I don't know. I was just shocked. Yeah, if you've got any recommendations or anything for folks in the comments of things that are either similar to this, if people really enjoyed this and want something similar, please do leave those recommendations. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this if you've read it, and hopefully if any of this raving review sounded interesting to you, maybe you go pick this up for yourself. Yeah, but I would say if you're not interested in stories that involve like pretty gross bullying, then maybe just skip this one. Not missing anything. But yeah, thanks for watching.